Today, we are going to do some crafting with me. So this is a kind of a new segment that I'm going to be trying. It's called Craft with Me. And today we're going to be making 4 cards that are using pocket cards. So these are the 4 cards that we're going to be making. Super cute. I kind of call them my 1950s sass. All of this will be up on my blog a little bit later, probably on Saturday. So if you need to see it, you can go there and look. Let's see if we got this going again. I think we have it. Okay. So this is what we've got so far. So for these 4 cards, you're going to need a package of these pocket crafting cards. These are from Authentique. It is the Fabulous line. They have some really cute cards in here, and we're going to create cards using that. You're going to need a bunch of different cardstock. I use this paper bag cardstock here for my card bases. It's a really good, thick quality cardstock. I really like it. You're also going to need some colored cardstock. I'm using this Grapefruit from Concord & Ninth. I have some more black again from Cardstock Warehouse. I have Oceanside Cardstock from Concord & Ninth and the Aqua Sky. And we're going to be using this in Vogue, on Vogue, however you say it. I'm not French, but this is the one that we're going to be using to the pattern papers from. And then you're also going to need some self-adhesive pearls. And we're also going to need a corner rounder, which I forgot to pull out, and I will pull out that now. Let's see. I think I just need the scallop one. So we're going to want one of these two. The Stub and Scallop corner rounder from We Are Memory Keepers. So we are going to start. Let's get started and get some of these cards made. So the first one that we're going to work on making is this one. Let me set these aside. All right, so I'm just going to open the kit here, and I'm going to get the papers out. So before we get started and actually started, let's look at these papers because they're really some pretty papers. So this is the in Vogue. We have this Eiffel Tower print, and on the other side it has like some kind of sweets. These are my scraps from when I made those. We have a dot print, and on the other side it has dress forms. We have this pretty rose print with more dress forms on the back. I save all my pieces, try to use as much as I can. I have this one, I just call it 1950s sparkle, and it has shoes on the other side. Then we have this one that has dress forms with some quotes and then a stripe on the back. These are the pocket cards that actually come with this kit. I'm not going to use them for this project. And on the back side, there's this nice little waterfoil pattern. We have perfume bottles and a pretty plaid. And then we have a map of Paris. Interesting looking paper with some more Eiffel Tower kind of pretty paper. We've got some more kind of pocket cards that we can use with more a black quatrefoil on the back. We have these strips, which are really cute. And on the back side of that is a nice kind of a pattern. Then we have purses and some different words. And we have makeup and sunglasses. This is a very, very girly, plus a whole page of cardstock stickers. So it's a very, very girly kind of kit. So we're going to start off and we're going to be using this paper. So I'm going to get this all kind of set aside here for now. And let's get started. Now the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to cut our card bases. We're going to make 4 cards. So you're going to need 2 pieces of the craft cardstock. And we're going to use a cutter. All right, so we're going to cut these in half across 8.5 inch side right there. We're going to cut them at 4 1/4. I'm just going to stack these together. 4 1/4, and we're just going to cut those. Then we're just going to go in and we're going to score these really quick and go on and get them all ready to make into the cards. So we're going to score this at 5 1/2. And then I just fold this over right here. Make sure it gets good and even. And I go on and just kind of give it a rough score right there. So we're going to make 4 of these. And one more. All right, so we can set this aside because we are not in need of it right now. So we're going to take our first one here and we're going to get started. Let me set that aside. All right, so we're going to cut this page down to 5 1/4 by 4. So I think that this is probably already 5 1/4, and it is. So I just need to cut down the 4. So we're going to go in and cut all of the paper really quick. We're going to come in with the Aqua Sky. And we need to cut a piece of it that's 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Let's see if this is 3 1/4. Is it 4? Okay, this is 4 1/4. So we're going to cut this down now to 3 1/4. I always like to put my pieces back into the bag. That's why I still have these in here, so I can keep them all together, so I can keep track of the colors. So then I'm going to go in with the grapefruit color, and I'm going to cut a piece that's 4 inches by 2 inches. Let's see, let's do 2 inches by 4 inches. My fingers do not want to work today. Again, I'll just put that right back in there, tuck that in there. And then we're going to need a piece of the Oceanside, and it's going to be cut 5 inches by 1 1/4. Let's see, 5 1/4. That is 5 1/4, and it is 5 inches by 1 1/4. We're going to just trim that down to 5. Just trim off that little piece, and those can go back in there. So now we're going to just kind of assemble the card, and it's going to go pretty quickly. We're going to find the outfit change your life card in here. Let's look real quick, see if we can find it. As I'm flipping through it, you get a chance to kind of look at some of the ones that are in here. They're so cute. There it is. So we're going to take that pocket card out, and we're going to begin piecing this together. Now I'm going to be using my Precision Art Glue by Barely Art. This is my current favorite glue. I used to always use Art Glitter Glue, but I have been buying this and I like it just as well. And it's a lot easier to get sometimes. And it doesn't turn funky. I can show you this. My Art Glitter Glue, this is one of them that I have, and it has gone all liquidy and weird. I don't know what's going on with it. So I'm just not a big fan of it right now. I haven't had that problem with the Barely Art glue. So we're just going to get the card front mounted on there. And then we're going to take this piece of the grapefruit and we're going to glue it down as well. It's going to be, you're going to place it about, maybe 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit more from the bottom here. Just like that. These are really simple cards, but they're so cute and they really go together very, very quickly, which is nice. So when you have a project and you're not having to stamp, or you can't take your stamp set somewhere and you just want to make some mobile projects, this is really a good way to do it. So we're going to put this aligned with the left side about the same, about 1/2 inch away from, and that, see, I measured that wrong. See, looky there. There's no such thing as perfection in art and craft sometimes. Sometimes it's kind of interesting. So let me try this again. Let's make sure I get the right measurement. So this is over the front is 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. So there is 1 1/4 and 5 1/4. That should be right. And there we go. Sometimes that happens, right? So we're just going to try that again. Of course, we all would like, when we're doing lives and things like this, demonstrations, that everything works out perfectly. But this is real life, and very seldom does everything in real life work out the way that you plan. All right, so we got that mounted on there. So now we're going to take our corner chomper and we're going to go with the scallop side here. And I'm going to just scallop the 4 corners of the pocket card. And then also the piece of the Aqua Sky, it's 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. We're just going to scallop those edges as well. And then we're just going to mount this on top of the Aqua Sky. And we're just going to kind of get it on there where it's nice and even. That's a nice thing. This is why I like liquid glue, is it gives you a little bit of a chance to wiggle it around and get it into place very easily. Okay, so we're going to attach this to the front with double-sided foam tape. So I'm just going to get some tape here, and I'm just going to get that cut off here, and we can just mount that. All right, so we're just going to peel off the backing from the foam tape. And so I'm kind of going to mount it kind of up to the top right corner and just kind of leave a nice sized border around it like that and press that down. And then we're just going to add some of these self-adhesive pearls. These I just purchased at Walmart. They're from Hampton Art, but they work good, and that's what it really matters. And they're inexpensive. And they actually hold up really pretty well. So we're going to go in here with these medium-sized ones here. And I'm just going to attach them to the bottom. That one doesn't even have any sticky on it. Sticky. The only thing that I don't like about these, I will tell you up front, is sometimes the sticky stays on the acetate and not on the pearl. which is a little frustrating sometimes. We got the one there. We're going to just apply it right about there. Get another one of these. And we're just going to apply it right here. And then a third one. I'm going to apply that. And you can kind of wiggle those around a little bit to get them in the right position. So we have completed our first 1950 SAS card. Now you can always go back in and put a piece of white paper here and put the sentiment or whatever you want on the inside. I generally leave mine blank until I'm ready to send them. That way I can personalize the sentiment. So we're going to set those aside and we're going to move on to number 2. So card number 2 is here. Really, really cute. So we've already got our card base. We need our pocket card, the hello there. So let's find it in here. Maybe I should have taken those out before, but I didn't. All right, so we're going to start with that pocket card. For this card, we're going to need what I'm calling the 1950s sparkle paper, which is this paper here. We're also going to need a piece of the grapefruit. And a piece of the Oceanside. So hopefully that'll be the right sizes. Let's see. Let's get them cut out here. All right. So we need to cut out the sparkle paper to 2.5 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut it down 5 1/4 here. And then I'm going to cut it to 2.5 this way. The grapefruit, we're going to cut down by 5 1/4 by 4. Let's see if this is big enough. That's 5 1/4. There's 5 1/4 by 4. And then the Oceanside, we're going to cut 3 1/4. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right. So we're going to attach the grapefruit paper down to the craft card base. Just like so. Just going to get it on there nice and even. There's a nice border all the way around it. Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to make kind of a fishtail, but it's going to be an off-center fishtail. So I'm going to just do it like right there. And then we're just going to line up cut from the corner to where I made that. Even that up just a hair. Like that. And we're going to cut from this corner back over here to this. Kind of making a, let's see, a reverse or an off-center fishtail. And it doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to be hidden by the pocket card. So we're just going to go in here now and just put on our glue. And we're just going to attach it to the left side of the grapefruit. Like that. So now we're going to, again, use the scallop side. We're going to cut the scallop there on opposite corners. And we're going to do the same thing with the Oceanside piece of paper, cardstock, just like that. And we're just going to mount that on there. Just like so. Get it mounted on there. And I am being messy with the glue today, so excuse me, not normally that quite so messy. So now we're going to attach this to the card base using double-sided tape. Pull my chair up for a minute. And let's get that done. I normally craft sitting down, and I'm standing up so I can watch the video feed, make sure that it's not doing anything weird, and my back is hurting. So I'm sitting down for a little bit for this portion. All right. We're doing this kind of off screen, sorry. We're just putting down the foam, double-sided foam tape. This just gives the card a little bit of, I don't know, depth. That's the word. It just gives it some texture, you know, some raised pieces. It's just not all flat. Dimension, that's the word I'm looking for. You'll have trouble finding words sometimes. I find, I'm 52, I find that I am getting worse and worse about it every year. So this time we're going to leave the same amount on the left side and the bottom, kind of center it like this. Really cute. And then we're just going to go in those with those pearls. I like the pearls because, you know, when I think of like 1950s, I think of like Leave It to Beaver. And, you know, Miss Cleaver always had that beautiful set of pearls on that she wore. And I love pearls. I have an antique pearl necklace that is like a family heirloom that I have to get restrung. It kind of fell apart. So we're just going to add those pearls here. We're using the largest ones this time. And we're just kind of lining them up the best that we can. I love this little tool, this little picker tool and placement tool. It just is really, really good. And so we have pearls. You know, every 1950s lady has to have pearls. So we've got 2 of those made now. These are just great for all kinds of just little, you know, greeting cards, talking to your friends, that kind of thing. So the next card that we're going to make is this one. Remember, you are fabulous. So let's find the card that goes along with that. And when I find the other card that we're using too, I'm going to go ahead and move that one out too. Okay, we've got, no, that was one we already used. Excuse me. Remember, you are fabulous. Let me go on and find the other one so I'm not having to flip into it again. That one's for later. All right, so I'm going to just set those aside for the time being. All right, so this one, remember, you are fabulous. For this card, we're going to need a piece of the rose. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. We do need some of this dot. And I still need to find the rose. What did I do with it? Is that it? There's a rose. All right. We're going to take the rose print, and it gets cut down to 5 1/4 by 4. 5 1/4 by 4. And then we're going to need a piece of the dot, and the dot is cut at 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. And then we're also going to need a piece of the Oceanside here. We need a piece of this cut to 4 1/4 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And this, of course, is our mat for our pocket card. All right, so we're going to get our card base, and we're going to glue the piece of rose onto the card base, like so. Again, we're just going to line it up where it's nice and even. Then we're going to glue the dot, this peach dot, over the rose across the center. Just like so. Then we're going to mount the pocket card onto the mat. That's an Oceanside color. And I'm just going to mount that onto this mat. Then this is going to get attached to the front with our double-sided tape again. As you can see, these work together really quickly. There's just not that much on them really to do. They're really simple cards, but sometimes simple is better. And instead of doing something really fancy, we're letting these little pocket cards speak for themselves, which I think is nice. So I'm just going to take the backing off of those. And we're going to mount that onto the center of the card, just like so. And then we're going to, of course, you know, she's a 1950s lady. She has to have her pearls. So we're going to get those pearls on there. And I just kind of center them over here at this one end between the top of the page and the writing, just the best that I can. Attach them there. Again, we're using the bigger pearls, the largest of them. Let's find up the bit. That was a little wonky. And then one more. Like so. And they're a little bit wonky, so you can kind of push them into place. So now we have 2 of the Remember You Are Fabulous cards. Very cute. All right, so we are on to our last card. And we're going to need to turn the page. So I have my instructions for the cuts. We get that turned. Okay, so we have If the Crown Fits, Wear It pocket card. We're going to need a piece of Oceanside that's 5 1/4 by 4. Inches. And then we're also going to need a piece of the black cardstock, and it's going to be cut 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. We need a piece of the 1950 sparkle. We need a piece that is 3 1/2 inches by 1/4 inch. So there's 1/4 inch right there. And we need it by 3 1/2. And this doesn't have to be precise because we're going to be cutting it down anyway. Then we need a piece of the dot paper that is 1 1/4. by 3.5. So that's the paper that we need for this one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue down the Oceanside Cardstock. This is just the card front. Just going to get that mounted on there like this. Yep, I moved it. There we go. So then we're going to take and we're going to fishtail the two ends of the strip. We don't want to do a really deep fishtail, so I'm just going to kind of go like this. We're just going to make a basic little fishtail. And do the same to this 1950s sparkle paper. Just going to cut a little fishtail. Just like so. So now I'm going to just kind of attach them to each other so that they're kind of skewed a little bit. The dot's going to be a little farther out. The 50 sparkle is going to fit like that. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here to just kind of hold that into place for now. So this is then going to get attached to the front of the card here. And I just moved it. The glue wasn't set. All right, so we're just going to glue this down. Just do like some glue here. And we're just going to do this kind of at the center where the flag parts of the polka dot kind of hang off onto the craft a little bit off of that paper. So now we're going to take the pocket card and we're going to mount it to this little piece of the black. I made the border around this a little bit smaller. I just kind of wanted it to pop a little bit off of the page. It didn't need a huge border on it. We're just going to mount that right here. And again, we're just going to go in with a double-sided tape and we're going to mount that onto the front of that card. I really like the way that these turned out. I think the 1950s ladies are just really kind of fun. So this makes a good girlfriend kind of encouragement card or just a little note card or something like that. Just perfect for your girlfriends and your friends, maybe grandmother, maybe mom. Just a cute little card. And they're really simple. I purposely made these as simple so that you could, so the pocket cards really do speak on their own. And so I'm just going to kind of do this right here. Oops, I got a little piece hanging off there. Cut that off so it doesn't show. I kind of center that over there close to the edge, but not all the way to the edge, where it's equal up at the top and the bottom, and apply that. And so now we're just going to add some more of the little pearls that all my 1950s little ladies need. So we're going to use the medium-sized pearls this time. And I'm just going to put one right here in the corner. And then I'm going to go in and kind of make a one here, kind of make a little triangle out of them. Just like so. So now we have two of if the crown fits, wear it. So let's look at real quick at all of the cards that we made today. So I have two of those. I have two of the Remember You Are Fabulous, two of the Hello There, and two of the Change the Outfit, Change Your Life. So now I have four cute cards that can be used in multiple different ways. that are simple and quick, and they use these pocket cards. I originally bought these pocket cards from Hobby Lobby. I think they were even on clearance, and I just thought they were adorable. Either bought them on clearance or I bought them with my coupon back when they used to do coupons. But they're so cute and so sassy, and there's enough in here. There's 36 of these, so there's probably 3 of each one. So I could probably go back in and make another set of 3 of each one of these cards. And they were $4.99, but I think I used my 40% off, so they were a lot cheaper than that. So that is our project today. This is going to be a new feature that I'm going to be doing on my blog every week. I'm going to be doing a live tutorial or craft with me kind of project. I hope that you will join me. And I just thank you all for watching. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.